Another reason I see agents struggle with this and not execute on this very simple, doable plan, it's very simple, no, it's not complicated, is because they have a cheap mentality. They're cheap. Don't be cheap. Stop cheapening yourself out. Well, how are agents cheap? Here's what I see all the time. Drives me nuts. Because guess who's done it to me? Just as guilty. Well, let's see, man, these direct mail leads, well, they're expensive. You know, I could buy Age direct mail. Yeah, they're $3 a piece instead of 40. If I close 1 out of 5, that's a little bit lower than the average direct mail fresh lead conversion. Well, I'll spend so much less money. And then I'll make that much more because they come up with this whole formula untested in their head to justify running from the fear of losing money if this thing doesn't work out. And then what happens? Failure makes more failure. Cheap thinking creates cheap results. You end up buying Age leads, which they do have sales in them, but they take a lot more work. They're a lot more difficult. And more often than not, the agents that choose the Age leads route have less success than the ones that choose the fresh lead route, which is more expensive. But they follow their cheap sense of perspective. And that's their cover as they try to justify the stuff in their head, that by going the cheap route, that even if the expense is a little less, the conversion rate will somehow be high enough to be the same amount of net income. It almost never works out that way. Where am I going with this? Why does this matter? Because if you're going to do a system like that, the implication with everything I've talked about is you're doing fresh, exclusive leads. If you're going to come into this business and then attest to me that it's important to have training, mentorship, support, great carriers, great commissions, you want all the advantages and edges in your behavior, your favor, why would you take the big thing that makes a huge impact, your quality of leads, and have no edge with it whatsoever? It beguiles me. It confuses me why agents cut corners on something so vitally important to their success. You can have every other edge in your favor, but if the leads aren't in your favor, you're probably toast. So if you get into setting big goals, you recognize you need to have people to see, buy and stick with the best quality leads. Buy and stick with what has been proven to work. Don't experiment with your business. Let somebody else do that. You haven't earned the right to come up with your own unique way of buying leads or doing something different. Just stick to the program. Don't reinvent the wheel. And if you have that creative vibe in you, you got to suppress it. You got to discipline yourself to set it aside and just do what has been proven to work. Easier said than done, but vital if you want to have some kind of success in this career.